yesterday we studied that there are 4 main data structures in Python. Those are lists, tuples, sets and dictionaries. Lists are expressed using square brackets, tuples using round bracket, set using curly bracket, and dictionary also using curly bracket, but dictionaries have a key value pair inside them. Then strings are enclosed within double quotes, single quotes and 3 double quotes. Alright, and next main thing is that list, set, dictionaries are mutable. That means they can be updated, they can be updated, accessed, while tuples can only be accessed, they cannot be updated. Thus tuples are immutable. Alright, so these were the takeaway from yesterday's session. Now let's start with today's session, that is list slicing. Now what slicing basically tells you that if you have an apple, if you cut a slice of it, then you get a part of apple, right? You get a slice of apple. Similarly, if you have a list or you have a tuple, if you slice that list or a tuple, you get a slice or an element of the list or tuple. So using this technique, you can access the elements of the here it's printing mistake, elements of the list in the way we want. But we can access any of the element in any way that we want. Alright, so that is list slicing. Let's start with slicing now. Quickly open up your Jupyter notebooks so that you can practice parallelly. Now let's create a list, and whenever you need some time, please let me know that give me some time to open this notebook or give me some time to practice. I will pause there so that you can practice. Alright, so here I am creating a number list. Here we have 2, 4, 6, 3. Let's say we have 7, 8, 1 and 9. Alright, so this is our numerical list. Okay, now slicing, the format of slicing is we put a square bracket after our list, right? The first number indicates that from which index we want to start. Then we put a colon. The next number indicates where we want to end. Then we again put a colon, and the third number indicates that what step should be taken or how many index we should jump. Alright, so it's basically start colon, end colon, step. So if I say num underscore list and starting index is 0, then we put a colon. Alright, step is not mandatory because step is not a mandatory part, but starting and end is a mandatory portion. So here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So if I say 0 to 7, you will see that you get 2, 3, 6, 3, 7, 8, 1. You will not get 9. Why? Because here is the catch. That is whenever you do, let's say whenever you traverse a list, so start and it will always be end minus 1. So whatever number you pass at end, it will always be minus 1. Alright, just remember this fact. This is most important one. So if you pass 7, though there are 7 elements, but if you pass 7, it will only fetch you the 6 elements. So that's why you need to pass 8, because end is always end minus 1. Now if you run that, you will get all the elements. Alright, so just remember this thing, that you have start colon end minus 1. Basically you pass the end, but the list takes it as end minus 1. Just remember this portion. Now here I haven't passed any step. That means step is not a mandatory portion. Now if you want to get all the list elements, there is one more method. If you say nothing colon nothing, if you don't pass the start and end, the list by default takes it as all the elements. So if you run that, still you will get all the elements. This and this is same. So whenever you want to access all the elements of the list, you can use this portion, or basically you can simply write num underscore list and then run. So there are 3 methods using which you can get all the elements of the list. Now you might have a question. Here I have passed 8, right? Here I have passed 8, but what if I have 10 million records? So you are not going to count the records, right? For that,
just a short query over there. when we have passed the command for 8 elements, right? It should be 8 minus 1 and 7 elements should be provided for. I mean, we
Yes,
should
that's
get
correct.
7 elements, but still we get 8 elements in this.
Okay, let me see. What is the length? 3, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah.
Yes.
So it is basically something minus 1. So in Python, if you remember, the indexing always starts with 0, right?
Yes.
So this is 0, 2 is 0, 3 is 1, 6 is 2, then 3 is 3, 7 is 4, 8 is 5, then 1 is 6 and 9 is 7.
Yes.
So this is basically index. Alright? So that's fine. Now if you want to get, you understood, right? It is always index. You are passing index here. I might have said, did I say 7 here? We will get 7 elements.
Oh yes, 8 minus 1 should be there, right?
But yes. So
okay, so 8th index was not there. I mean, value was not
this
there
is
for
index.
8th index. Okay.
Yeah. This is index position. Alright, so you will get all the elements from 0 to 7. That is 0 to 8 minus 1. Now if you want to check how many elements are present in your list, there is a command called len, that stands for length, and in bracket you will pass num underscore list. So you will see that you have total 8 elements in your list. Alright, so if you want to traverse now, you can simply say num list get from 0 till length of num list. Alright, then also you will get the same thing. Now instead of passing 8, if you have 10 million records, instead of passing 10 million, you can simply say length of my list. Or else you can store this in a variable, let's say len underscore list equals to, and you can simply pass this variable in your indexing. So if you pass your 0 to length list, you will get the same thing. Alright, so this is simple traversing. Now let's try to pass the step function. So if I say num underscore list, and if I say 1 colon 7, I want all the elements from first index, that is from 3 till the 7th index, that is till 9. But now my step should be 2. Alright, my step should be 2. Now if I run that, I will get 3, 3 and 8. It's basically 3, then jump to 2 elements, then 3, again jump to 2 elements, and that is 9. Alright, and this is 7, so it will be 7 minus 1, that is 6. Getting my point? Now let's say if I say here I want all the elements, alright, I want all the elements but jump for 2 elements. So it will start from 2, it will jump 2 characters, it will come to 6, it will jump 2 characters, it will print 7, it will jump 2 characters and it will print 1. Now next it does not have anything to jump, right? So it will stop. So if you pass 3, then it will print the first element, then skip 3 elements and give the third portion, again skip 3 elements, give the result, again skip 3 elements and give the result, and so on. Alright, so it's basically a skip, or you can say a step. Now just focus here. I will give you a question to solve. This was our num list. Now let's say I want the element from 6 till 7. Okay, I want elements 6, 3 and 7. So what I will do, I will say num list, right? Then 2 is 0, 3 is 1, 6 is 2. So I'll directly write 2 colon. Now 3 is 3 and 7 is 4. Alright, so 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what will we write here? We will write 4 or 5? 5, right? Correct. So if you run that, we will get the result. Alright. Now let me give you an assignment, a small quick question. Let's say we have this list. Okay, first let me, before giving it to you, let me do one example for you. Let's say you have a list, and inside the list you have a second list, that is 781. Alright, now let's say if you want to print this 8, so how to do that? Let's do that. So let's say we have list 1. So I will say list 1. First we will get this list. First we will access this list. So can you tell me at what index location this list is present? 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if I say 4, I will get the list. Now I want this 8th element, right? I want this, this element, that is number 8. So I will again put a square bracket, and at what index this 8 is located? 1, right? So I will write 1 and I will get the element. Alright. Now, okay, tell me one thing. I want to rename, or I want to replace this 3 with 7, with let's say 5. How can I do that? I want to replace this 3 by 5. Any idea, anyone?
Can we use pop for this?
No, pop will remove everything. Pop will remove that particular element, but I want to replace this 3 this 3 by 5. Location should be the same, just 3 should be replaced by 5. Any guesses, any try?
Replace function?
No, there is no replace function in list. Okay, let me tell you. So first, whatever element you want to replace, first we need to access that element. So 3 is present at index 1, so we will say list 1, and we will say equals to 5. So this 3 will be overwritten by this 5. If I run that, and if I check my list 1, so I'll see that the 3 is now replaced with 5. Alright, understood this? Now let me give you a question. You have this list. Alright, so this is the list. I am pasting the list in the chat window. What is happening? Yeah. Take the list from the chat window and try to fetch the elements. First fetch the element 7, then fetch the element 1 from here. Okay, from the inner list, fetch this element 1 from the inner list. Then next is replace 9 with 23, and replace this 6 with 12. Alright, do these things. If you face any problem, please let me know. Whatever you have to do, I am pasting it in the chat window for your reference. Take the list from the chat window and try executing these 4 things. Alright, so now just take a look here. So if we want to get the 7, right, if you want to get the 7, so we will simply say list 1. Alright, it's present at index number 2, that is 0, 1 and 2. So we'll say 2. If we run that, we are getting this part. Now inside this, we again want the second element, that is this inner list. Alright, so it's present again at 2. We will run that, and we want 7. 7 is present at the 0th index, so we will say 0. Right, so this is how we will get the 7. So this is the solution. Now to get 1, we are on the right path till 2 2. So we will say 2 2. Alright, now this is present at the first location. This inner list is present at first index location, so we will pass 1, and again we want the first index, that is the 1. So here's how we will get the 1. Alright, now done with this replace part. Okay, let's see how to replace this 9 with 23. Simply we will say list 1. Alright, if we run that list 1, we can see that 9 is present at the 3rd index, so we will say 3. We are getting 9, and we want to replace it by 23. We will simply say list 1 of, we want the 3rd element and replace it by 23. If we take a look at list 1 now, 9 is replaced by 23. Now what we want to do, we want to replace the 6 with 12. So we will say list 1. Now it's present in the inner list, so we will say 2. We got the inner list. Now 6 is present at the 0th index in the inner list, so we will say 0, and we will write 12 here. Alright, now if we check the list 1, we'll see that this 6 is now replaced with 12. Alright, now try to access the 7. Now try to access the 7 from the tuple. Quickly try to access this 7 from this tuple. Alright, access this, and next task to do is try to replace this 7 by 27. I am again repeating, replace this access this 7 from this tuple and replace this 7 by 27. Alright, so tuples can only be accessed, they cannot be updated. So you cannot update any value that is present inside the tuple. Alright.